Beyond the Badge is brought to you by the Edina Crime Prevention Fund.
Welcome to Beyond the Badge, a program about the inner workings of the Edina Police and Fire Departments. Thanks for joining us. I'm Officer Brian Hubbard. In a parking ramp, one might think the most valuable items at risk of being stolen are vehicles or what's inside them. This year, however, ramp owners have been victims themselves. Since January 1st, standpipes in 7 parking ramps have been targeted by thieves who steal brass components. Several of the components have been the fixtures firefighters use to connect their hoses to a water source in the event of a nearby fire. Stealing industrial metals and selling them for scrap is not uncommon, and neither is theft of these standpipe fixtures when brass is priced at nearly $2 a pound. This is, however, the first time Edina has dealt with the problem.
We're looking at changes in the future as far as, putting caps that actually lock on there, and you need a key to remove those, and which we are currently, fitting onto, different apartment buildings and commercial buildings and things like that. And that has worked very well, and that prevents people from tampering with them and rendering the system, inoperable. So
ramps in surrounding cities have also been targeted. The Edina Police are working with agencies in Eden Prairie, Bloomington, and St. Louis Park, all of which have had similar thefts this year. These types of thefts cost property owners hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars, as the cost of repair and follow-up testing is expensive. The thefts are also a public safety threat, as the FDCs, or Fire Department Connections, are part of Edina's critical public infrastructure. Without these valves, water delivery may be delayed in the event of a fire, putting life and property at risk. Edina Police have stationed extra patrols in parking ramps around the community, but encourage residents to keep their eyes open for any suspicious activity. Call 911 to report suspicious behavior, or 952-826-1610 with any information regarding the standpipe valve thefts. The Edina Police Department's Focus In Education campaign is ongoing. Each month we highlight a law relevant to the season in an effort to encourage broader compliance. With springtime comes rain, and Minnesota law requires headlights to be displayed at any time when it is raining, snowing, sleeting, or hailing, and at any other time when visibility is impaired by weather, smoke, fog, or other conditions. Without headlights, your vehicle may be unnoticeable to other cars and pedestrians. So, please remember to turn your lights on when weather conditions warrant it. Whether it's thunderstorms, stifling heat, frigid cold, or blizzards, Minnesota is famous for its extreme weather patterns. We're accustomed to carrying on despite the weather, but there are times, such as during a tornado warning, when even some of the most hardy Minnesotans need to take shelter and prepare for an emergency. Let's go to paramedic firefighter Ryan Quinn, who is with Assistant Fire Chief Daryl Todd in the Emergency Operations Center, to talk about how the City of Edina responds to weather emergencies and how the Emergency Center operates.
Thanks, Brian. We're here today with Assistant Chief Daryl Todd with the Edina Fire Department. We're here in the Emergency Operations Center. Chief, what can you tell us about the Emergency Operations Center and what it is?
The Emergency Operations Center is someplace that the leaders of the city would go to in case of a natural disaster or some sort of event that impacts the city, so that we could command and coordinate the city's response to the incident.
Would that incorporate the entire city and other cities as well?
It's really, ours is set up for the city of Edina. Each city has their own. The county also has an Emergency Operations Center, as well as the state. It would be staffed by department heads or members of each individual department within the city, and they all have assignments to accomplish.
As we get all these department heads together, how does that benefit the city?
Well, you have everybody in the same room, so that if the police department needs to ask the Parks Department something, they can just walk across the room 10 feet away. And we have all the decision makers within the same room, so that we get a faster response to the citizens.
Now, why is it located here at Fire Station 1?
It's here at Station 1 because it's remote from City Hall, where City Hall business can go on there, and we're able to operate independent of that. We have a secure building It's all masonry construction. It's pretty much bomb-proof. So we're pretty secure in this facility.
Well, Chief, it looks like there's a lot of pretty technical equipment around this room. What exactly is in this room?
We have a smart board behind us that we can use for planning and mapping and damage assessment. We have several monitors throughout the room that we can have different displays. We can have one looking at calls for service, one with the weather channel on it, one with local news, so we can keep an eye on what's going on outside the building.
That's great. And this hasn't been put into use yet, but with severe weather coming on the next couple of months, are there any tips, quick tips that you can give the people to keep themselves safe?
Really, if you're outdoors and you hear a warning siren go off, that is because there is a tornado warning. That means there is a tornado sighted in our area, and or there are sustained winds over 70 miles per hour, which is where people start to get injured, is at that threshold. So those are the only really, other than the tests, monthly tests, those are the only two reasons that you should be hearing sirens outside.
That's great advice. Thanks a lot for your time today. Brian, back to you.
Thank you, Ryan. Members of Edina's Fire Department came out in support of one of their own at this year's Twin Cities Muscle Walk. The Edina Fire Department proudly supports the Muscular Dystrophy Association, and each year, firefighters choose an honorary firefighter from the area. Last year, Haley Nilsson was given that honor. Edina 16's Dietrich Nissen stopped by the Muscle Walk and has more of that story.
As her friends and family cheered her name, Haley Nilsson couldn't help but smile.
A lot of people care for me and they try to help.
Haley struggles with Charcot-Marie-Tooth, a form of muscular dystrophy. It's a disease where muscles weaken over time.
Well, it's like with your feet, you have a problem with your feet. And sometimes your feet walk kind of weird.
But so far, the disease hasn't stopped the 8-year-old from walking and playing with friends.
She's very adaptable. She's kind of a go-getter. She'll just go try anything, and she can adapt to many things and kind of has to adapt.
Haley's mom, Jody, says this is the second time her family has joined this walk. This year, their goal was $150,000. By the end, these people raised triple that number, nearly $460,000.
It's a great way to bring people together, and it's just a lot of fun.
It's more rewarding than you could ever imagine.
Edina firefighter Todd Porthen was more than happy to show up for Haley. He's helped spread word about muscular dystrophy for the last 14 years.
We're here to raise money and find a cure for the kids with muscular dystrophy, but in reality, I think the kids are actually here for us, especially the firefighters. They're the ones that give us the inspiration and motivate us to do what we're doing.
I think it's really cool. I like getting all the t-shirts and walking around.
And like the thousands of Americans who struggle with one of the 9 forms of muscular dystrophy, Haley hopes a cure is discovered. But until then, she says she'll keep walking. In Bloomington, Dietrich Nissen, Edina 16.
The Muscular Dystrophy Association puts on the walk to raise money for more than 300 research projects worldwide. In addition to hundreds of clinics, the funds go to sponsoring week-long summer camps for those with the disease. You can find out how to donate to the MDA on their website. On behalf of my co-host, paramedic firefighter Ryan Quinn, and the City of Edina's public safety team, thanks for tuning in to learn a little bit more of what goes on beyond the badge. Until next time, stay safe.
Beyond the Badge is brought to you by the Edina Crime Prevention Fund.